Well, hi, it's me, Pastor Sam, and I'm having a little bit of trouble with my virtual background. Um, I've got a clock right behind me that every once in a while shows up behind my head. So if you see it, that's just a little bonus that the program's given us tonight. See, there's the clock again. It's I'm up a little late. It's a little past midnight. You can see that on the clock. But anyway, um, hope it will stop doing that. I don't know what the situation is with that, but it seems to interfere with the green screen. And it looks like I've got a halo. Anyway, let's take a look at uh, our course for this week, and I'll take you through some of the things that we'll be doing. And I'll share the screen with you here. And we'll bring up that Unit 2. So here we have early Christianity. And you know what? I'm going to do something that I had forgotten to do. Let me change my edit mode here. That will take a few things off and make it a little easier for you to see. As an instructor, I have a few more bells, whistles, and chimes on the screens, and for when I post announcements and things like that. There the clock is again. You'll see my smiling face somewhere on your screen, usually in the top right once we share the screen. So you see the learning objectives. And so let me take you through these because it's important to understand the objectives, to understand what you're going to be learning. And if you can ask yourself at the end of the unit, can I do these things? Then, and if you can answer that in the affirmative, then you will do well on that particular unit. So learning objectives: recognize the major persecutions of Christianity by the Roman Empire. This is going to be super helpful because the Roman Empire had a significant impact on the early church. And God would actually use that persecution to move those early believers throughout the Roman Empire and also disperse these believers. And the persecution actually served to enhance the propagation of the gospel, because as these believers spread out, were it not for the persecution, many of these believers wouldn't have left Jerusalem and Judea and Palestine. And Christianity may not have, we don't know for sure, but it may have remained a Jewish sect were it not for these people moving out into different places. So discuss the organizational development of Christianity during the 2nd and 3rd centuries, and then differentiate the main apologists and teachers of Christianity and examine their main arguments and teachings. And you'll find with this that you'll see that many of our beliefs and practices in modern Christianity and Western Christianity harken back to some of these things. You'll even see some old both heresies and orthodoxy in these that will look very familiar and begin to give you the beauty of studying history like this is it really does serve to give you a hook to hang your faith on. So there's some assigned reading and preparation activities. Now read Gonzalez, chapter 6 through 12. The thing I like about it, Gonzalez's writing, is that the book moves fairly quickly and it's very approachable. Then watch Christian Apologists and Early Heresies. That's a 37-minute video. You'll find that fascinating too. And I'll have a Unit 2 micro lecture posted for you. This is part of that. It'll help you for this week's learning. Be sure to give yourself time for this week's learning and activities. So you've got the Unit 2 discussion forum, both 1 and 2, and then you've got a short essay that's due by Sunday midnight, 11:59 p.m. And if you have trouble with that deadline, let me know, but it should be doable. Discuss the necessity of the apologists in the second and third century. What were they trying to accomplish and why? What lasting effect did they have? And you see the participation grading requirements. Let me know if you have any questions on those. That's pretty straightforward. Then discussion forum 2. In the early church, there were 3 distinct positions of leadership: bishop, presbyter, or elder, and deacon. Compare this model with your own congregation, denomination, tradition. In what ways has this model held up, and in what ways has it been modified? Do you think these modifications are helpful and or necessary? Why or why not? And so also participation requirements there. Uh, this forum number 2 is going to be very helpful, especially as you get into denominational heritage and structures, and looking at other forms of church government called polity, um, how the churches are structured. And then you've got a Unit 2 assignment in 1,000 words. Write an essay that briefly explains 2 or 3 of the main reasons why Roman emperors persecuted Christians, as well as 2 or 3 of the main responses given by the early teachers and apologists of the church. Conclude your paper with a brief reflection assessing the effectiveness of the responses that you shared. Uh, do keep in mind that the requirement for external sources on this paper. And I will tell you too that as you move through the course, if you will structure these papers with the mastery assignment in mind that's due toward the end of this course, you can use your work on these other writing assignments to lay the foundation for your capstone or mastery assignment rather. Um, and I'm gonna have to do something about that clock. It keeps showing up. Uh, so that is it. I'm gonna stop the share, and I hope to have that uh, teaching video done for you uh, later on in this week for that micro lecture. Um, I'm still working on that, so it'll take me a couple of days to get that put together. If you have any questions about this week's learning, please do reach out to me. Uh, since we're such a small class, you can reach me by cell phone at 701-740-4955. Alternately, you can always reach me at samuel.o'donnell@scans.edu. So long for now.